Hi everyone, it's Meredith, your evolutionary astrologer, and today's Sagittarius video is for everyone. Everyone has Sagittarius in their chart somewhere. Hopefully you have one of my gorgeous natal charts, and if you do, I want you to look at the circle and figure out where do you have Sagittarius, because you're going to be a lot like that Sagittarius energy somewhere in your life. So if you can't tell, I thought it would be extra appropriate to be traveling while I do my Sagittarius video, and here I am in gorgeous Mexico. We're actually with some friends visiting in Rocky Point. We're having the time of our life, and I cannot wait to get down to that pool. Anyways, this video is titled If You Are Dating a Sagittarius, but if you have your sun, your moon, your rising, Mercury, Venus, Mars, or Jupiter, or if you have your sun or a stellium, that means 3 or more planets in the 9th house, this video is especially for you. It's also really important to look at that gorgeous natal chart that you got and figure out what house you have Sagittarius energy in. And even if you don't have any planets in Sagittarius, it's that part of your life that you are going to operate, I should say, like a Sagittarius. We don't do sun sign astrology. I am a myth buster. I like to give you the deeper truth about all the signs, about all the planets, about everything astrology. So we're going to go into the deep truth of Sagittarius today. At the end of this video, if you're watching this video and like it, you should watch my entire playlist on Sagittarius, because I go really, really deep in all my different Sagittarius videos. So get ready to learn a lot. In this video, we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the so-so. What is so wonderful about dating a Sagittarius, and what is just so exasperating? Yes, Sagittariuses are and can be exasperating. Also, if you want to dump your Sagittarius because you are just tired of them, how you should dump a Sagittarius to really get rid of them. And if you got dumped by a Sag, I'll tell you why that most likely happened. First, let me know, where do you have Sagittarius in your chart? And if you're a member of my channel, I try my very hardest to answer every single super supporter and superstar super supporters comment. Let me know, what house do you have Sagittarius in, and or what planets do you have Sagittarius in? Wherever you have Sagittarius, that is going to be where you are deeply philosophical in chasing the truth of life. This is the arena in which you want to understand the deeper truths of life. Sagittarius is the teacher, and they have a lot of spiritual opinions on all kinds of subjects. They are the visionary, and they own all the ology stuff, if you will. So sociology, theology, even philosophy, psychology, and even some biology. Cosmology. Yeah. While Sagittarius, and wherever you have this in your chart, you have big expansive feelings and thoughts. This is where you are the visionary. So if you have this in the 5th house, you're a big creative visionary, probably massively creative person. And while Sagittarius is, and Sagittarius energy is where you're larger than life and even romantic, adventurous, willing to take risks, and passionate, this is where you do have a little harder time making a commitment, not procrastinating, keeping your commitments, keeping your routine. Your Sagittarius, and wherever you have Sagittarius, you'll have a lot of charm. Sagittariuses will charm you with their big, colorful stories. They will have an expansive mind, a wide open heart. So this is where you will have your heart just full out. And if you're dating a Sagittarius, Sagittariuses have their heart so wide open, you're just gonna fall right into it, and they get you, boom, just like that. These are the happy people of the zodiac, and they're known to live life to the fullest, concocting adventure after adventure after adventure after adventure. There's a spontaneity to Sagittariuses, and they even have a childlike quality, liking to surprise other people. Sagittariuses love to make you laugh, they love to make you feel good, and truthfully, Sagittariuses love to make you grow. They're easy to learn from, they're usually very smart, So wherever you have this in your chart, this is a place where you do like to learn about. Sagittarius is oftentimes in search of betterment. So when you are around a Sagittarius, you might feel like you want to be a better person. You might be inspired to better your own self, but oftentimes Sag is in search of the better life. While that's exciting because they're always upping the ante, it can be very painful because if you represent the old guard and the old boring life, well, they can, while they're in search of the better life, they can leave you behind. Bye-bye. Oftentimes, Sagittariuses find themselves in the self-help arena. I'll be honest with you, they can be motivational coaches or just coaches, but they are oftentimes people who inspire others and uplift others. It's like they like to put just a little bit more frosting on the cake with just a little extra confetti sprinkles and a little more frosting and a little more confetti sprinkles. They are, when they are developed, oftentimes in search of their better self. They're a little bit like Virgos that way. They don't do it through discernment and critical thinking. They do it more through their passion and their desire for more. They do it to improve things, but they are optimists. You have to remember Jupiter, and wherever you have Jupiter, it's very important in your chart, especially if you are a Sagittarius, because you want to know where the generator of your Sagittarius is in your chart. So Jupiter is a key puzzle piece to understanding your Sagittarius and also understanding the fidelity of Sagittarius. So if Sagittarius has Jupiter in a fixed house, they are much more likely to follow through on their commitments, stay committed in their relationships. If you guys want help understanding your chart and your chart rulers, it's so important that you understand the ruler of each house. Go get my unique chart rulers report in my shop. You can just click the notes below and it will take you to my shop and you can go shopping over in my store. So wherever you have Sagittarius in your chart, and if you are dating a Sagittarius, let me tell you something. This is probably somebody who does not settle or does not want to settle for mediocrity. And this is the place in your life where you don't want to be medium. You probably have big dreams on this subject, depending on which house it is in. And if you are a Sagittarius, you probably have a gargantuan vision for your own life. Sagittarius loves to explore other cultures in life. So if you have this in the 11th house, you might like groups or organizations that are really multicultural and very different from your own background, giving a little bit more vibrancy and something unique and different to your own world. If you have this in the 7th house, you probably like all different kinds of people and your friends are probably really eclectic. So where do you have Sagittarius by house in your chart? And also, what planets are in Sagittarius, if any? If you have a Sagittarius moon, will this represent your mother? If you have a Sagittarius Saturn, will this represent your father? So go watch my video, Saturn Through the Houses, and also go watch my Sagittarius moon video. That video is so fun to watch. One thing for sure, dating a Sagittarius is both exciting and fun, and I promise you, you will learn a lot about yourself, about life, about the cosmos, even about your own belief system. And your beliefs might even change after you date your Sagittarius, because they love to talk about the things that you believe in, the things they believe in. You'll probably get invited to go on a lot of local trips or faraway trips or overseas trips to explore different cultures. You might get invited to hike the Himalayas or see the 7 wonders of the world, or go horseback riding on the beach, or blowing all your money in the casino in Vegas, exploring the French Riviera, or just going to Rocky Point, Mexico. Sagittariuses live to travel, and they are passionate about travel, about life, about different cultures. And if they're passionate about you, they'll want to bring you along. You're not going to need to guess how your Sagittarius feels about you, because they'll let you know at hello, hi, I like you, you're fun, you're exciting, hi, you're interesting. Sagittarius does not have a hard time telling you how they feel about you. They might even be like, why'd you say that? That was stupid. Hopefully not. Hopefully they have a little tact. But Sagittariuses tell you exactly what they think. They love expressing what they feel, and they just don't have time to wear a mask. Sagittariuses are usually late to everything, so they don't have time to do a lot of rigmarole BS and figure out which mask is the best mask to wear and I don't have time for diplomacy. Yeah, they usually wear their heart right here on their sleeve. They can be outrageous. They are super passionate and they love creating fireworks. Sagittariuses can be also over the top, but they are usually fully self-expressed, holding nothing back. They can be outrageous and outrageously funny. They can be big, giant goofballs. They're in the same family as Aries or Leo, but they're a little bit more goofy than an Aries, and they're a little bit more optimistic than an Aries. But Sagittarius and Leos can oftentimes be guessed as the other type. You're gonna need a lot of energy and a lot of stamina to keep up with your Sagittarius, and wherever you have Sagittarius, this is where you go a million miles an hour. So if it's in the 3rd house, it's your mind. If it's your 6th house, it's your work. If it's the 10th house, it's the public arena. They're extremely physical and they are on the go, 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 go. Constantly moving around. They don't like to sit down. Constant exploration. They are not going to be happy with you if you want their butts on the couch sitting home every night. Let's talk about what's kind of hard about being involved with a Sagittarius. If you are thin-skinned or overly sensitive and you cannot handle hearing the truth about yourself or your life, or about the hypocrisy in which you are living your life from, I'm going to give you a warning right now. Do not date a Sagittarius. You would do better with a very kind Pisces that can overlook all your hypocritical flaws. And while Sagittarius can be hypocritical themselves, they don't tolerate hypocrisy in other people very easily. And if you're feeling baffled and confused by your Sagittarius, I get it. Because they can't stand hypocrisy, but they can oftentimes be hypocritical. And if you want to know more about your Sagittarius and you're feeling confused, I have to tell you, I have this new soulmates report that is so good. It's a soulmates package, and you will get your composite chart and you'll get the whole composite report. It is so good. So it's your partner and yourself and the alchemy that you make together. So there's me, and then there's you, and then there's us. So it's the look at the astrological us part, and it is so good. I absolutely fell in love with this report. You can order it in the notes below. The other hard part about Sagittarius is they have a very hard time being with people who are perceived weak, needy, or clingy. So you might feel unsupported by your emotional needs with your Sagittarius. You might feel that they're not really there for you when you're feeling down and depressed, because Sagittarius does not like focusing on the negative emotions in life, so much so that they can actually bury them. You, my friend, are here probably to teach your Sagittarius that it's okay to slow down. It's okay to go find a hammock. It's okay to do nothing. And there's beauty in the nothingness of life. And you're also here probably to teach your Sagittarius how to be a little bit more thoughtful, how to be a little bit more sensitive, and how to not be afraid of the darker emotions. And the darker emotions are not going to necessarily ruin your day. You can glean great understanding if you're willing to tread down into the darker parts of life, to understand them, not to dwell, but to understand them. This can be a real problem for others, thinking Sagittarius is superficial, but Sagittarius is not. And so in your own chart, wherever this is, if this is in the 4th house, it might be hard for you to be deeply honest about your family. It might be too painful to look at. Sagittarius does out of sight, out of mind, so they can detach, they can cut and run. One of the things I get the most feedback on when I'm doing client readings about Sagittarius people is their partners feel this emotional detachment. And it's not easy for Sagittarius to learn how to stay inside of the harder emotional problems. Also, you can feel like there's a cool breeze hitting you when Sagittarius leaves, like they were all into you. It was 1000% me and you having the best time of our life. And then they left the date or the evening or the trip or whatever, and it's like, do they remember me? Have I been forgotten? Sagittarius can be so in the present moment, enjoying it so much that they can make the other person feel like out of sight, out of mind. And that's just because they are ferociously independent. Maybe the most independent sign of the zodiac, I would say Aquarius is up there with Sag, and also Aries and Gemini too. But I would say Sagittarius and Aquarius are probably the most independent, like I don't need anybody. And I would probably give Aries third place to that. So you can feel like if they walk out that front door, they actually may never come back. But that's not really true. That's just how they leave people feeling. I think that you have to be a very, very confident person and know yourself deeply and know yourself really well. And you also have to have your own independence internally in order to be truly fulfilled inside your relationship with Sagittarius. And wherever you have Sagittarius in your chart, this is where you will be ferociously independent and you're not going to really want to follow the rules. Sagittariuses can make other people feel very insecure, not because they're aloof, but because they're so engaged, and then poof, they disappear. They Harry Houdini you. Sagittarius is also a big dreamer, and they want somebody who will dream their dream with them. If you have a better dream, they don't mind helping you cultivate your dream too. They'll help you stay inspired and optimistic, and they will believe in your dream if they love you, because they believe naturally, organically in the abundance of life. And most Sagittariuses are not jealous. And if you're successful, they will celebrate you. I understand these are still positive things. I think it is kind of hard sometimes to have a partner that really doesn't have a lot of jealousy. And if you do have a jealous Sagittarius, check out their chart. Go order a gorgeous natal chart from my shop and see where they have Scorpio, because they probably have a lot of Scorpio in their chart if they're a highly jealous Sagittarius. Sagittariuses usually land on their feet and they do see the glass half full. They are kind of childlike because they can see and they live in all of the potential and possibilities of the world, but this makes them gullible. And if you are a more realistic, pragmatic, cynical, or even shrewd partner, this is going to flat out annoy you in time. Their enthusiasm for the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, and they are kind of gluttons around consumption. You know, they like life big. They like the whole poo-poo platter. And so this can be quite exhausting for the pragmatic person. And their lifestyle can be gluttonous and excessive, and it can truly become a genuine problem for those who are more moderate souls. Sagittarius can be too intolerant, too blunt, too opinionated, too arrogant, too cocky, and unadvisable. Like they can be very hard-headed and stubborn in their own belief system, that they won't take yours into consideration, and they can be terrible interrupters and bad listeners, which can come across as just flat out rude. And it isn't even that they're rude, it's that they're enthusiastic about the next thing. So if you got dumped by a Sagittarius, it probably stemmed from one of these things. You probably lost your own identity and got so utterly consumed in the Sagittarius's life that they felt or started to feel burdened by your presence. Sagittarius needs a little space to go and explore their own interests, their own passions, their own ideas, and test out their beliefs out there in the world alone. Of course, they want you to come along some of the time, just not all of the time. And so they can feel very suffocated by your interest in them. If you're too much, like bringing a dozen red roses on the first date, they're not gonna like that. It makes them feel obligated and burdened. If you give them too big of a gift for a holiday or a birthday or Christmas, and they're not feeling that about you, they become burdened, and you'll actually give them a gift that is absolutely gorgeous, a Rolex watch maybe. They don't feel that way about you, and now they feel obligated and burdened by your gift. So Sagittarius is not a great gift taker unless they feel the mutual reciprocity about you too. They can combust, like poof, they can really combust very easily. So give your Sagittarius a little more space, a little more distance, and a little more alone time than what you normally would give a person, and that will be the perfect amount. But if you suffocate your Sag, they will combust and leave. Another reason why Sagittarius might have left you is, honestly, you might be just too flat out boring. You might be way too plain vanilla, and you can't keep up with their mind, with their schedule, with their carefree life. And if you're not willing to be spontaneous a little bit and willing to leave your boring life once in a while for their more adventurous life, yeah, they're not gonna like that. Also, if you're too controlling, too bossy, and if you have too many rules to follow, Sag can't deal. Or if you're too jealous. They absolutely, thumbs down, cannot stand that. It's too controlling. If you have no real personal passions or interests in life, Sagittarius will not find you fascinating enough to hang out with. You have to have a vibrant, energetic way about yourself. Sagittarius also likes physical fitness, and they're oftentimes very athletic. And so if you're gonna eat cheesecake for dinner without burning it off the next day, Sagittarius is not gonna stay attracted. They like physical fitness. They are the centaur. Just think of the stallion. They like it strong. Now, the very best way to dump a Sagittarius, it's super easy. Are you ready? Just stop calling them. Yeah, just stop calling them. Just disappear. Just go away. Just poof into the thin air. It'll probably take 2 weeks for them to even realize that you're MIA. They probably won't even know there is a problem, and they'll try contacting you only to find you not answering the phone. And then they'll text you, and then they'll call you again and again. Sagittarius goes after what they want, and they'll also leave you a message telling you exactly what it is they want. Hey, why aren't you calling me? I miss you. Let's go to the Bahamas. And they'll be a little oblivious, probably. They will be quite shocked after many attempts and after their invitation to their next adventure, and you're not reciprocating. They're going to be shocked. They're going to be stunned. Don't feel too bad about your Sagittarius and dumping them, though, and not calling them back. Don't worry. They are a cat with 9 lives. They will land on their feet. They will be okay. They will find another person to go with. They've got their backup plan already in their head. They really will be okay. I'm not saying they won't be hurt. I'm not saying they didn't like you. I'm just saying they don't live in their wounds. This isn't the Scorpio video. Now, if they do live in their wounds and they are a dweller and they are introvert, go check out their chart. There's Scorpio or Capricorn somewhere in their chart. Sagittariuses are the best sign to bounce back. I would say Gemini and Sagittarius, and they're both on the same axis. Their ego might be hurt, their heart might be hurt, they might even be crushed, but they are capable of mending themselves. Trust me, on the night they figured it out, ding, 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 oh my God, they left me, oh my God, they broke up with me, oh, they're not in my life anymore? What? Huh? Believe me, they're gonna do one of two things. They're either gonna call their friend and go dancing all night to either dance their sorrows away, or they're gonna drink their sorrows away. Or, if neither one of those, they will adventure their sorrows away. They'll go on a big backpacking trip or a road trip, or they'll go climb Mount Everest. The other thing you could do if you really wanna get rid of your Sagittarius is just be a controlling, jealous freakazoid. That'll freak them out. And be very boring. You could lose your passion for life. You could just be a deadbeat, be uninteresting. Blah. Don't ask any questions. Don't be remotely interested in anything they're talking about. The other thing you could do is, because Sagittariuses are usually fairly confident, you could tell them that you are very insecure. Tell them you're very insecure inside the relationship with them, and that you need a lot more reassurance and more time with them to make yourself feel more secure. And they'll hate that. It's pretty easy to break up with a Sagittarius, to tell you the truth. They're not Klingons. I think it's harder to get rid of a Cancer or a Pisces. You could just basically tell them, I'm just not feeling it. You could just say, I don't think you're good for me. You're just too much on the move. Your lifestyle doesn't work for me. It's just not fulfilling to me. Sagittarius doesn't want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with them, because they need a constant happiness factor. And so if you're just a melancholy bore, or you're just always disappointed, or you're sad, you know, the Sagittarius is just not fulfilling you, they don't want to torture you. So you could just be flat out honest. You know, they like the truth, and they're very refreshing people because they tell you the truth. But I will say, they're not always great at hearing the truth. I think they'll be shocked and stunned that they're not good for you, and then they'll accept it. They will accept it. I will tell you that Sagittarius, one of the other hard things to be involved with Sag is they are very self-righteous. So while they can do that to you quite easily, they can't always take it. And it's because they're attached to a positive vision of themselves. And they usually deserve it or own it. And so they're quite shocked that, oh, someone doesn't like me or someone wants to break up with me? Really? So wherever you have Sagittarius in your chart, you probably have a real confidence. So you'll have to let me know. Also, you guys, please consider this. Become a member by becoming a super supporter or a superstar super supporter, and you get to have access to all of my behind the scenes videos where I teach you more deeply how to read the chart and how to learn astrology. It's so exciting, and it's only 25 cents a day. We absolutely love and cherish your support for this gorgeous, beautiful community, and it's been so much fun doing all those videos for you. And I do use real members charts to teach you how to read the chart. And also, if you don't get your soulmate package, I really recommend you get the lovers package, especially if you're trying to figure out your Sagittarius love. I hope so much that you liked this video, and please leave me a comment below and subscribe, and hopefully join and become a member. So from beautiful, gorgeous Rocky Point, look at this place, to wherever you're at in the world, I wish you the very, very best. Happy dating, Sagittarius.